Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It is my pleasure to welcome all the parents, coaches, staff, and most importantly, our wonderful student athletes to our annual Yorktown High School Husker Club and Athletic Sports Awards. Tonight highlights the way our school recognizes the importance of Yorktown athletics and the role it plays in our community. It is also an important opportunity to thank all of our student athletes and parents for their hard work, effort, commitment, and support throughout your time here at Yorktown High School. Before we start this evening's program, there are many people that I would like to offer a special thanks to. These people are instrumental to the success of Yorktown athletics in many, many different ways. First, I would like to thank our superintendent, Dr. Hatter, our assistant superintendents, Lisa O'Shea and Tom Cole, along with our Board of Education, including President Mrs. Jackie Carbone, Vice President Mr. Michael Magnani, Trustees Mr. Peter Bisaccia, Mrs. Rashmi Bose, Mr. Anthony D'Alessandro, Mrs. Cheryl Reynolds, and Mrs. Lisa Roll for all their support of Yorktown athletics. They are tremendous people who give so willingly of themselves. I can't thank them enough. Next, I would like to thank my administrative assistant, Jeanette Martimucci. She is the ultimate team player. She has been a rock during these trying times, and her commitment to Yorktown athletics is unmatched. She is my biggest asset, and even more importantly, a wonderful person to work with. I would like to thank Dennis Verbois, our Director of Facilities, Diego Arroyo, along with their entire operations and maintenance staff, including Rocky Sorecchia, the head custodian, and Matt Butterworth, our nighttime head custodian, for making our fields, gyms, and basically every space on campus the envy of visiting schools. They work tirelessly and are always there at a moment's notice. They are the people that make it work on a daily basis, and often their contributions go unnoticed. I'd like to thank our new athletic trainer, Justin Giuliani. Justin certainly had a different first year than he thought he would have, but he jumped in immediately and started building a relationship with our coaches and our student athletes. His knowledge and expertise were apparent right away, and he has proven to be an asset to the YHS athletic program. I would also like to thank Mr. Joe DeGennaro and his staff of assistant principals, Mr. Chris Miller, Mr. John Gallis, and Mrs. Victoria Garrett, for always being so supportive, lending a hand, and following up on things. Their diligence and attention to detail is wonderful. I would like to thank our coaches. Much of what they do isn't visible to you. All the hours of planning, scouting, scheduling, and meetings could be considered a full-time job in itself. I can't say enough about their professionalism, work ethic, and their ability to make their teams feel like family. This was never more evident than over the past several months. It is a tremendous experience for me to work side by side with each of them. They inspire me to be a better athletic director every day. Athletes, if you haven't already, I hope that one day you realize the value they brought to your lives and the way they have shaped a part of you. I would like to thank Dr. Jay Boyer and his board, Mrs. Joanne Baker, Mr. Chris Vogel, Mrs. Maria Micciari, Mrs. Michelle Merlini, Mrs. Bridget Spallone, and all the members of the Husker Club for the countless hours of volunteering they do in an effort to help the athletics program and its students. The Husker Club is truly an asset to our coaches and the students they serve. Lastly, but certainly not least, I would like to thank our parents for all their time, support, and effort in making our student athletes' school experience a wonderful one. I've had the opportunity to work with, or at the very least chat with, many of you. If you are back next year, I hope you continue your efforts because it only makes our student athletes' experience better. If you are not back, know that you are always welcome back. It has been a pleasure to work with you and your children. I wish you nothing but the best in the future. This year saw our athletes do some amazing things on the field, in the gym, on the court, in the pool, on the track, and the trails. And although it didn't end as we hoped or expected it to, it is my opinion that this year was still a great one. Our athletes took the lead throughout the school year in raising funds for various causes, and most recently continue to find a way to make it about others and not themselves. They raised funds, celebrated birthdays, helped local businesses. Our athletes helped local frontline essential workers, including Yorktown Ambulance, the local hospitals, Yorktown Fire and Police Departments. Everyone was able to keep their head focused on the most important thing, the health and safety of our community. Tonight we will get to celebrate the senior athletes of the class of 2020. I know, as we prepared for tonight, I was again amazed at our student athletes' accomplishments. I hope that you enjoy the evening.
Hi. This year's Female Marine Corps Award goes out to a truly deserving athlete. She has been a dedicated member of the winter and spring track and field teams for the past 4 years. This past winter, she earned all league honors. She's a very hard worker who specializes in the throwing events, primarily the shot put and the discus. It is my honor and privilege to award this year's Marine Corps Award to Ashley Dobransky. Congratulations.
U.S. Marine Corps Distinguished Athlete Award. Requirements are outstanding athlete who demonstrates courage, poise, self-confidence, and self-discipline. When our season started, our football team had the unique opportunity to discover the greatest qualities a human can possess. We learned them from the great men of the United States Marine Corps during a leadership and fitness exercise. I can remember feeling very humbled and grateful as a coach that our kids could see exactly what it takes to be the greatest version of themselves. Well, the young man that is receiving this award is perhaps one of the most well-rounded individuals that I've ever coached. It is no shock to me that this is the case because he comes from a family that is simply top shelf in every way possible. The values of the Marine Corps have found their way into the family blood, clearly. Sean Vogel has demonstrated to his coaches and his team, day in and day out, that he is fully committed himself to the bigger picture. He was willing to do whatever it takes to give his brothers the best chance to succeed every single day. Sean battled day in and day out to win a job as a quarterback in our offense. Quite frankly, he was a pretty damn good quarterback. But his coaches saw a different future for him based on the nature of our offense. What did he do? He won a job at a position that he could only practice 10% of the time. Sean has demonstrated the inability to quit every single day. Sean demonstrated a never complain mentality. Sean would do anything, and I mean anything, for his team and his coaches. He embodies every single quality that most of us wish we had but can't actually deliver on. The most prominent of all of those qualities is selflessness. Shawnee, I can't wait to see you in your next chapter. Thank you for providing our program with such a fine example. I'm going to miss you.
Congratulations to the Yorktown High School class of 2020. I am the Yorktown Athletic Club President, John Campobasso, and for years I've looked forward to presenting our scholarship awards to the student athletes of this particular class. I would much rather be presenting this in person, but as the Yorktown Athletic Club always supports our students, we are happy to be here to hand out these awards. I want to wish that you all the best of luck in whatever path you are choosing, and always know that you have a home in Yorktown. With that being said, I would like to introduce Maria O'Connell to hand out our awards.
The Yorktown Athletic Club was formed in 1948, the year when our great-grandparents decided there was a need for organized sports in Yorktown. And in those 72 years, the backbone of our organization has always been the volunteers. Every sport or organization is run by volunteers. Every elected board member is a volunteer. And today we are so proud to honor those high school athletes who are also outstanding volunteers. These seniors played YHS-sponsored sports in their youth, excelled in their sport in high school, and volunteered at our practices, clinics, and in some cases even coached their own teams. For these are the people we see leading the YHS for future generations. On behalf of the YHS Executive Board, President John Campobasso, Vice Presidents Tom Regan and Jim Pugliese, Secretary Kate Nickisher, Registrar Stephanie Brady, Webmaster Sharon DeBrino, myself Treasurer Maria O'Connell, and each of our sports commissioners, the Yorktown Athletic Club is awarding scholarships for outstanding service and sportsmanship to athletes in each of the following sports. In baseball, Tyler Campobasso has played in multiple sports in the YHS since he was 4 years old. Tyler is the first to volunteer to work on baseball clinics and the baseball evaluations. He has been a leader on and off the field and has represented the YHS in an exceptional way. His passion and love for the sport of baseball and his commitment to the community has truly been amazing. Congratulations, Tyler. Michael Medwid has also been part of the YHS since he was 4 years old. Michael has worked multiple clinics and baseball evaluations for the YHS and has always answered the call to help whenever he is needed. Michael has been a positive influence for his teammates and represents the community in an inspiring way. Congratulations, Michael. Softball is offering 5 outstanding players who are being recognized today. They've all participated in the YHS softball program since they were in elementary school. These girls are role models for their teammates and step up to help the younger players at all of our softball clinics and have been a pleasure to watch grow up into successful women. Congratulations to Alexandra Cortino, heading to the University of Connecticut. Kaitlin Bennett, attending Salve Regina University. Bria Moran is attending the University of Delaware. Alyssa Albano, good luck at Lehigh University. And Isabella Vano is off to Russell Sage College. For wrestling, our 3 scholarship recipients are Andrew Finateri, Mark Pisani, and Tyler Rodriguez. Wrestling is a sport that requires a lot of hard work and dedication, both physically and mentally. After a long, grueling practices of their own, these seniors would always stay to coach the younger members and help them develop for the future of the program. Their leadership and sportsmanship showed every time they got on the mat. We would like to wish Andrew, Mark, and Tyler the best of luck in the next chapter of their lives. They have grown into exceptional young men, and the lessons they have learned, the resilience they have developed through the sport of wrestling will serve them well in the future. Congratulations. Cheerleading will be awarding 5 scholarships. First, we have Ashley Drake, and Madison Levine. Ashley and Madison are incredibly talented cheerleaders who have both been part of the YHS cheerleading for over 10 years. During the 4 years of their high school cheerleading careers, both spent a tremendous amount of time volunteering hundreds of hours each as coaches and choreographers for multiple YHS teams. Their amazing skill and tremendous patience allowed them to lead their team to first place and grand championship wins every year. Most importantly, both Ashley and Madison are high-performing academic athletes who have been remarkable mentors to our youth cheerleaders who mirror their every move, as they showed us with integrity, hard work, and dedication. Additionally, we would like to honor Allison Giorgio, Emily Brady, and Debra Dobransky. We're so lucky to have this terrific trio giving back to our program as coaches these last few years. Allie, Emily, and Debra all cheered with the YHS for many years before kindly and generously lending us not just their cheerleading skill, but giving so much of themselves and their personalities to make their team shine. Your collective energy, enthusiasm, and confidence really brought the team to new heights. This past year, you created a winning season out of thin air. YHS Cheerleading sincerely thanks you all for your many contributions to the YHS, and we wish these tremendously talented young women the very best in all they do. Boys lacrosse is very proud to award Matthew Regan, Alex DeBenedictis, Edward Capone, Gianluca Micciari, and Timothy O'Callahan, with boys lacrosse sportsmanship and service scholarships. We recognize and greatly appreciate their contribution to the development of the YHS Youth Lacrosse program. Their work volunteering at clinics and open lacrosse nights has been exceptional. They were each a pleasure to coach in their youth, and we would like to wish them all the best as they take the next giant step forward. Good luck to them, and they're always welcome to come back and run around with the little lacrosse kids. Girls lacrosse has selected Jessie Bayer, Lindsay Boyle, Noelle Cegielski, Maddie Marr, Kelsey McDonnell, and Ellie O'Donnell. And is honored to highlight these 6 graduating seniors from the 2020 girls lacrosse team. Each of these 6 girls have shown a deep pride and commitment in their community. Jessie, Lindsay, Noelle, Maddie, Kelsey, and Ellie grew up competing in the YHS and later returned to give back to the younger generation of girls lacrosse players. They not only spent countless hours teaching our girls fundamentals of lacrosse, but their teamwork, competitiveness, and sportsmanship provided a template for the next generation to follow. Our program is designed so that the current high school players are the coaches for the K-2 division girls, but this particular group went above and beyond all expectations. We are sure that their passion for the game has been embedded in the next generation, and because of that, the tradition will live on. The YAC has been incredibly lucky to have this group of 6 role models influencing and supporting our program. Good luck to all of them in their next adventures. For football, we'd like to wish congratulations to Ben Robinson. Ben has been involved with the YAC football for many years. He most recently coached flag football team every Sunday during his own football season. The kids really looked up to him and he enjoyed his coaching style. Congratulations to Sean Vogel. Sean has been at all the YAC practices to provide guidance and drills with all the plays. He was always a reassuring voice for our young players and a wonderful role model. An unexpected football scholarship recipient. Congratulations to Katie Gonzalez. Katie has a brother in the YAC football program, and every single week she was available to volunteer at the concession stand or wherever she was needed. Katie went above and beyond all expectations when it came to help the YAC, and we wish we had more volunteers like her. Best wishes to these 3 seniors in their future endeavors. YAC Boys Basketball Program is proud to present 4 scholarship awards to the following YHS students who displayed the values and commitment to our program that we try and pass on to the players each year. Even though we've given awards to the following 4 students, we'd like everyone to know that we have over 30 YHS students coach younger players each year, and they're all invaluable to our program. They serve as great mentors, and many of the players they coach will come back as adult coaches themselves in a few years. Sean Vogel coached and served as a role model for the youngest players in the YAC Boys Basketball Program for 2 years, while also playing on the YHS varsity team. Eddie Capone is not only coached the younger players in the YAC Boys Basketball Program for 2 years, but he also participated in the YAC in-house and travel basketball program since 2010. Joey DiPanfillo coached our younger players in the YAC Boys Basketball Program for 3 years and has helped with many other ways, such as checking players into travel tryouts, sorting and distributing jerseys, and helping with the year-end dinners. Matthew DiPanfillo coached the younger players in the YAC Boys Basketball Program for 3 years and also was a great help in many other ways, such as helping with equipment, setting up the year-end dinners, and organizing jerseys, and checking in players during the in-house evaluations. Best wishes to all the graduating basketball players. YAC Girls Basketball is honoring 3 incredible young women with well-deserved scholarships in recognition for their dedication to the town, school, community, and the great game of basketball. We are pleased to award the scholarships to Jessie Baer, Lindsay Boyle, and Ella Morris. Jessie, Lindsay, and Ella all began playing basketball at the young age with the Mohansic Girls Basketball League and continued to play basketball throughout high school. They thrilled us with their excellent skills on the basketball court and made us proud with the commendable sportsmanship that they showed on the opposing team, as well as their own teammates, both on and off the court. Ella returned to her basketball roots to coach a 3rd and 4th grade girls basketball team with the YAC this year and instilled her love and knowledge of the game to the young athletes who will undoubtedly continue to play basketball for many years to come. We wish Jessie, Lindsay, and Ella the best of luck in college and thank them for their remarkable contribution to girls basketball in Yorktown. The YHS Golf Program is proud to recognize the following players with scholarships. David Sharp, captain of the 2020 YHS Boys Varsity Golf Team. David is one of the most mature, responsible, and respectful individuals on the golf course. His work ethic is evident from the beginning days of playing the sport. He is a role model for the younger players and was always happy to give back to the program. We wish him the best of luck as he most proudly heads off to West Point Academy and continues to enjoy the game of golf. Joseph Roll has played on the varsity team for 4 years and can only be described as one of the most compassionate, respectful, and big-hearted young men. His dedication to the sport has been evident since he was a young boy in the YAC junior program. We wish Joe all the best as he continues his college education at SUNY Cortland. Jenna Massey began playing golf when she was about 7 years old. She continued her junior career in the YAC golf program, where she excelled to become a 4-year member of the girls' varsity high school team. Through her commitment to the sport and leadership, she was named captain of the 2020 team. She has an excellent practice ethic and has qualified for the New York State sectionals 3 years in a row and will now be playing golf in college at the University of Adelphi. Congratulations to all the 2020 graduates. This year, more than ever, you're prepared for whatever the future has in store for you.
Hello, and congratulations to all of the Yorktown High School class of 2020 graduates and your families. I'm Bruce Apar of the Harrison Apar Field of Dreams Foundation. And it would take me a lot more time than we have to fully express what the Yorktown Athletic Club has meant to our family over the past 3 decades. For that matter, what it has meant to all of the families in Yorktown over the past 7 decades. Some of you actually may remember Harrison, even though it's been 17 years since he was here. But for those of you who don't, he stood no higher than 3 feet tall due to dwarfism that he was born with. And yet, that didn't stop Harrison from loving to play YAC sports, and YAC returned the love. So whether it was giving Harrison no less attention and no less playing time than any other kid, or throwing its influential support behind the renaming of Pine Tree Field to what is now called Harrison Apar Field of Dreams, or whether it's YAC being our community partner of our foundation in fundraising, I can truly say that the Yorktown Athletic Club has been a godsend for our family and for so many families. The funny thing is, Harrison couldn't drain a basket, but nobody tried harder than he did on the court. He couldn't hit the ball past the pitcher's mound, but nobody had more fun than he did on the field. So it's only fitting that an award named for a very special young man is given each year to a very special young person. The person chosen must be someone who demonstrates not only great love of the game, but great sportsmanship. Someone who gives back to YAC by helping younger players. Someone who has earned the respect not only of those younger players, but of their peers and coaches. And that's the special meaning that this award carries. It really honors our family greatly that YAC continues to bestow this honor every year in Harrison's name. When I learned of Coach Riefenhauser's selection for this year's recognition, my immediate response was, well, of course, that's the perfect choice. And so the Harrison A. Parr Field of Dreams Foundation is very happy to join our friends at the Yorktown Athletic Club in presenting its Harrison A. Parr Baseball Award, the YAC's Harrison A. Parr Baseball Award, this year to Tyler Campobasso. Congratulations, Tyler. Congratulations to all of you.
The Harrison A. Parr Award. Harrison A. Parr has made a huge impact on the YAC and the Yorktown community. Harrison is known for his heart and passion for the game of baseball. This year's Harrison A. Parr Award winner goes to Tyler Campobasso. Tyler spent hours and hours at the YAC helping out with clinics, camps, and the list goes on. Tyler, our center fielder, is known for playing fearlessly and giving it 110% and leaving it all out on the field. Tyler has left his mark on the younger generation and on this program. His passion for the game and the community of Yorktown is going to be greatly missed. Thank you, Tyler Campobasso. Good luck at Seton Hall.
Thank you, CJ. Now, this award is from the Harrison A. Parr Field of Dreams Foundation. I just want to clarify, the previous award you just saw CJ and also me speak about is given by the Yorktown Athletic Club in Harrison's name. The award that I'll be presenting right now is from our foundation that was started in 2003, right after Harrison passed, and that's the Harrison A. Parr Field of Dreams Foundation. And we were very blessed at the beginning when we formed the foundation to have the incredible support of the Yorktown Police Benevolent Association as well as the Yorktown Athletic Club, and that is why the award is named the Harrison A. Parr YAC PBA Scholarship. I've come to believe that when you lose a child, you gain the privilege of helping others in your child's name, and that's why I'm standing here also on behalf of my wife Elise and my daughter Alyssa, our daughter Alyssa, for the 16th year presenting this award. As I mentioned earlier, even though Harrison stood 36 inches due to dwarfism, I don't think anybody who knew him would ever say that he suffered from a disability. In fact, if anything, the people who knew Harrison, and even those who knew of him, who maybe never met him, would say that he seemed to thrive on it. That's because, tiny though he was, nobody was more up than Harrison. The lesson he taught us is how he turned an apparent disadvantage, his unusually small size, into an advantage by using it as motivation to try that much harder to get what he wanted. And that's why the spirit of this award, among all of the athletic awards being presented, this award is not measured in statistics. This award honors a different measure of success, the endless hard work that it takes to achieve an ambitious personal goal, whatever it might be. And I'd like to take a second to give a shout out to Coach Rosigno and Coach Viteri for their invaluable roles in our selection process this year. And this year's recipients, actually co-recipients, that's right, we had a tie. This year's co-recipients of this award exemplify Harrison's toughness. Despite obstacles that may have been put in their way, they demonstrated a real gritty, can-do attitude. And they did it in a way that we all can learn from. They prove that even when things look bleaker than you can imagine, when it seems there are external forces working against you, and it's very easy to take personally, your ability to persevere and to overcome those forces comes from only one place, and it's not from out there. It only comes from here. So on behalf of Harrison's family and the Harrison Apar Field of Dreams Foundation, it is with pride and love for our son and brother, and respect and admiration for these two outstanding young men, that we present the Harrison Apar Field of Dreams Foundation 2020 Senior Sports Award to Joseph Roll and Trevon Johnson. Congratulations to both of you and to all of the 2020 graduates. Godspeed.
The John Fanning Spirit Award is for a student who combines dedication to a sport with a true sense of humor that can propel a team through all obstacles. John Fanning graduated YHS in 1973. He played both varsity baseball and football. Not only did he love playing the sports, but also the teams definitely admired his hard work and incredible personality, making him a vital part of the team. John was my brother, and my family loves keeping his memory alive by sharing his award each spring to two deserving seniors. Coaches kept these attributes in mind when selecting this year: love of life and adventure, dedication to making the best of every day, commitment to the team, true team spirit, highly respected by their teammates, and these people had to demonstrate integrity, responsibility, and enthusiasm. I have known both of these candidates since second grade, so it is a real honor this year to be able to share my brother's award with them. The first recipient is a three-sport athlete, cross-country, winter and spring track, who also worked hard each season. She was involved in many school activities and has always made her schoolwork a priority. With a full plate, she still found time to work on her hurdles every day and always spent time helping her younger teammates. It is an honor to give this award to Amber Thomas for my brother's award. The next recipient is also a three-sport athlete: soccer, swimming, spring track, and field. His soccer coach says he fits this award to a T and meets all the criteria. He played for the soccer team for 4 years, 3 with JV, and his last year as varsity. The story was that the coach asked him to play on the JV team 1 more year as a junior, which we all know is a very hard thing to do. Even though he was disappointed, he never once showed it, especially being an elite swimmer and playing in the band, which was very time-consuming. His true team spirit and commitment rose to the top. He went down and became a role model for all the younger players. Every day is hard work and dedication, positive attitude and leadership, with such an impressive display of character, showing by his example that you do not always get what you want in life right away, but if you work hard and have the right attitude, things usually work out. His love for the game and undeniable work ethic was truly respected by his teammates and coaches with the highest regard. It is a great honor that Jack Henry Whalen receives my brother's award tonight. Congratulations to both of you. Our family wishes you continued success.
Hello and greetings to fellow administrators, coaches, parents, and of course, the reason we're all here, the athletes. I'm Coach Brittany Pistano, head varsity coach of both boys and girls swim teams. The John Fanning Spirit Award goes to a senior who exemplifies a love of life, to making the best of every day, shows commitment to true team spirit, is highly respected by their teammates, and demonstrates integrity, reliability, and enthusiasm. This year's recipient, Jack Henry Whalen, exactly personifies this award. Jack Henry began his athletic career at an early age as a soccer player. Over the years, he's been influenced by head coach Pochinski. It is through his love of soccer that his sense of teamsmanship was cultivated. I had the fortune of meeting Jack Henry as an 8th grader, both within the district and throughout the community. And the growth and maturity that he has shown is, in my opinion, is almost immeasurable. He's been through a lot, but that hasn't stopped him or slowed him down. He did not take it easy. He did not make any excuses. He simply showed up every day, not only for himself, but for his team. It is due to his inclusive enthusiasm that our team has grown from a skeletal 10-person program that was almost ineligible to compete to a full team of 30. At practice, he's always willing to help new swimmers develop their technique. And at meets, he'll get out of his own race, out of breath, runs over to the next swimmer swimming, and almost throws himself in. He's cheering so hard for them. Jack Henry is also the first to acknowledge someone else's talent, even if it's from the other team. You can often find him sitting with the opposing team's best swimmers, talking about the pain of their last race, cheering for them and their teammates. It is because of this sense of sportsmanship that he's earned the attention and respect of coaches and athletes throughout all of Section 1. Besides his personality, his athletic accolades need to be mentioned. Jack Henry has been an all-league athlete for all 4 years. He is qualified for sectionals all 4 years across 6 different individual events. He was a member of 2 state qualifying relays, which broke school records that were 20 years long-standing. And he is qualified individually for 2 state events. Jack Henry, you leave behind Yorktown Swim, and you leave behind a tremendous wake. Get it? Wake? In the water? Slicing through? Leaving a path? Truly, though, your journey has been nothing short of storybook, and you leave behind a tremendous legacy that will be hard to fill for some time. You move on to SUNY Cortland, which is the perfect fit for you, and you're going to get ready to kick some splash. The best in swimming and in life is ahead of you, and I can't wait to see what it has to show you. So for the last time, I say to you, set your feet, take your mark, go.
Good evening, colleagues, parents, friends, and most importantly, to our students. I'm honored to join you this evening, albeit virtually, to celebrate another wonderful year of athletics in the Yorktown Central School District, as well as celebrating the individual achievements of so many of our student athletes. I want to begin by acknowledging the work of Jeanette Martimucci. She coordinated this lovely virtual program along with our athletic director, and I do want to acknowledge the fine work of our athletic director, Rob Barrett. He is remarkable in every sense, and this crisis has put his commitment and leadership on full display. He single-handedly coordinated Senior Day with Mr. Kastner. He worked tirelessly to keep the spring season alive. He's worked behind the scenes with the travel companies and our attorneys to secure refunds for the overnight trips, not to mention the other parts of his job, which include the supervision of K-12 physical education and health. To our students, I know these are not the circumstances that you envision when ending your high school athletic careers. I so wish that we could have had your final spring season under better circumstances. For those who are not going on to play collegiate athletics, I wish you great success in your academic careers and in all that you do. Use the lessons you learned in athletics to guide you forward. In athletics, you often rely on instincts. You get a gut feeling, and you go with it. After years of playing competitive sports, you have refined the instinct within you, so trust it as you face the myriad circumstances of life. For those who will pursue athletics on the college level, I remind you to never forget the hard work and discipline that it took to get to this point. Always respect yourself. Always respect your sport, and never lose sight of your academics. Long after athletics fade, you'll have your academics. Academics matter most, and never forget what matters most. High school athletics helped me to be the person I am today. The decision to play football was one of the best decisions I ever made. I had never played organized sports prior to high school football, but under the leadership of the legendary coach Don DiMatteo at Gorton High School, I became part of a family. I learned how to fail with grace and succeed with class. I learned how to invest all of my being into something that was so much bigger than me. I learned how to be all in for something that was greater than myself. Students, I hope you carry with you the lessons that you have learned through athletics for the rest of your lives. I'm always so proud of you. Congratulations and best of luck to you. Now I am proud to present the Superintendent Scholar Athlete Award to some very deserving students. These students have maintained at least a 3.5 GPA, they have participated in at least one sport, and they have carried themselves with integrity in accordance with our code of conduct throughout their high school careers. Congratulations to all of the recipients.
Thank you, Dr. Hatter, for those kind words. Now I will introduce the recipients of the Superintendent's Scholar Athlete Award. Our first recipient is Ethan Jeon, Rohan Subramani, Spencer Schutz, Leila Hudson, Andrew Liu, Samuel Nolan, Laura Jocelyn, Justin Chi, Tyler Merson, Nabil Kamal, Anna Perbilski, Aiden Mooney, Marlaina Cirone, Kieran Lampersberger, Noelle Cegielski, Benjamin Moffitt, Jessica Anderson, Debra Lee Dobransky, Matthew Levy, Jesse Bear, Connor Towns, John DeHace, Alyssa Albano, Timothy O'Callahan, Kaitlin Bennett, Hailey Ficarrotta, Poya Pakasal, Samuel Milhaven, Ryan O'Connor, Abigail Milhaven, David Sharp, Nicholas Morello, Alexandra Cortino, Christoph Kahan, Madelyn Marr, Sean Vogel, Alyssa Giannasca, Luke Ukaj, Justin Trebold, Daya Nasser, Matthew Di Panfilo, Julia Ferrone, Ella Morris, Elizabeth O'Donnell, Julia Santini, Rachel Bloom, Amber Thomas, Ronnie Bukraj, Kevin Lynn, Aaron McGurr, Danielle Gridley, Zachary Stanek, Jack Henry Whalen, Mary McClay, Andrew Finiteri, Matteo Cermele, Matthew Regan, Juliana Cappelli, Alexandra Bold, Kelsey McDonnell, Jack Tenari, William De Torres, Liam Colgan, Edward Capone, Devon Leaver, Rocco Cardillo, Melina Ivaroni, Joseph Di Panfilo, Ciara Morabito, Amanda Woodard, Lindsay Boyle, Ashley Drake, Ashley Dobransky, Nicholas Lang, Patrick Gokaj, Madison Levine, Sydney Rawls, Katelin Mancusi. Our senior awards will go to Alyssa Albano, Jessica Anderson, Shadi Andil, Colin Bard, Jesse Bear, Kaitlyn Bennett, Michael Menzinger, Chris Besterman, Liana Bibaraj, Rachel Bloom, Greg Boccio, Alexandra Bold, Madison Bold, John Bowen, Lindsay Boyle, Connor Brandt, Frank Bravo, Roni Brukaj, Chris Cahan, and James Caladona. Tyler Campobasso, Eddie Capone, Juliana Cappelli, Rocco Cardillo, Jake Caricati, Jaden Carrillo, Noelle Cegielski, Matteo Cermele, Kennedy Chapman, Justin Chi, Dylan Chilowitz, Joey Christensen, Marlaina Cirone, Liam Colgan, Allie Cortino, Dylan Costello, Aaron Dulkey, Chloe Davis, Alex DeBenedictis, and John DeHace. Will DeTorres, Jessica Devlin, Ava Deneen, Joey DiPamphilo, Matthew DiPamphilo, Ashley Dobransky, Debra Lee Dobransky, Kieran Donahoe, Ashley Drake, Julia Ferrone, Hailey Ficarrotta, Andrew Finiteri, Catherine Gale, Gerald Gentile, Alyssa Giannasca, Patrick Gokaj, Danielle Gridley, Ermin Hody, Leila Hudson, Jenna Hurlbert, Melina Ivaroni, Ethan Jeon, Laura Jocelyn, Trayvon Johnson, Nabil Kamal, Maya King, Martin Kopax, Horaya Lashke, Kieran Lampersberger, Nick Lang, Devon Rose Leaver, Josh LaFell, Madison Levine, Matthew Levy, Kevin Lynn, Matt Louie, Andrew Liu, Matthew Mahoney, Katelin Mancusi, Laura Marasevic, Madelyn Marr, Jenna Massey, Mary McClay, Kelsey McDonnell, Aaron McGurr, Michael Medwick, Nick Maida, Tyler Merson, Gianluca Micciari, Samantha Miley, Abigail Milhaven, Samuel Milhaven, Robert Miller, Ben Moffitt, Aiden Mooney, Ciara Morabito, Nick Morello, Ella Morris, Dia Nasser, and Samuel Nolan. Elizabeth O'Donnell, Dan O'Brien, Tim O'Callahan, Dominic Ochoa, Michael O'Connor, Ryan O'Connor, Poya Pacasal, Dean Paterno, Samantha Pennies, Alan Peralta, Andrew Pfeiffer, James Pinto, Mark Pisani, Juliana Poggiarelli, Anna Probilski, Joseph Raguso, Cindy Rawls, and Matthew Reed. Ben Robinson, Jamie Roccafuerte, Tyler Rodriguez, Joseph Roll, Nicholas Rubio, Don Sanfordino, Julia Santini, Spencer Schutz, Ian Schwartz, David Sharp, Christian Sinagra, Dylan Smith, Haley Solis, Zachary Stanek, Rohan Subramani, Amber Thomas, Jack Tenari, Connor Towns, Justin Trebold, Luke Ukaj, Gabe Valentin, Bella Vano, Sean Vogel, Jack Henry Whalen, and Amanda Woodard. We'd also like to recognize our team managers, Julia Bender, Jalen Carrillo, Melissa Duvkaj, Julia Ferrone, Alyssa Giannasca, Jenna Hurlbert, Maya King, Samantha Miley, Julia Santini, Michelle Santucci, Joseph Toriari, and Bella Vano.
This next award is the B.D. Miller Award, which is going to someone that is immensely hardworking on the field and who is highly regarded by her teammates. This player deserves this award for being such a phenomenal leader and captain on our team. She is always going above and beyond to make sure her and her teammates are getting better. This is someone that myself as a coach, as well as the entire team, greatly respect. Congratulations, Kaitlin Bennett.
This is for the B.B. Miller Award. The drive in this award recipient is amazing. Any coach would love to have her on the team. She's always out hustling the other team when it comes to ground balls or draw controls. She pushes her teammates to do their best, and she's always leaving everything on the field. She is the definition of a hard worker. This year's recipient of the B.B. Miller Award is Ellie O'Donnell.
B.D. Miller Award. Student athlete should be a hardworking athlete on the field, a team player, highly regarded by their teammates. If I could choose one person on my team that I know has connected as a friend with every one of his teammates, it would clearly be Jack Tenari. Jack had the innate ability to lead and set the tone of family by way of his unique demeanor. Cool, calm, and collected, yet always a reliable warrior. Since the day we called him up for the state championship run in his sophomore year, Jack has been the perfect representative of a Husker. Starting on both sides of the ball, the signal caller of our defense, a leader by example, most importantly. Always the last to leave the field because he understood his role as a selfless teammate and a man of service. There's really no better compliments I think you can give somebody than being a man of service. Jack earned his place at the University of Maryland. Nothing but awesome things ahead for you, Jack. Very proud of you.
It is my pleasure to present this year's Male B.D. Miller Award. B.D. Miller was an athlete who went through Yorktown and then came back to her alma mater as a longtime physical education teacher. She was dedicated and hardworking, and I think that B.D. would be very proud of this athlete. Throughout his career, he has earned all league, all county, and all section honors. He is the indoor school record holder in the long jump and has a personal best jump of 21 feet, 7.5 inches. Congratulations to this year's B.D. Miller Award winner, Erin McGurr. Congratulations, Erin.
Hello, I'm Melinda O'Brien. It is my pleasure to present the Broderick O'Brien Award for Sportsmanship to Lindsay Boyle and Spencer Schultz for 2020. You have been chosen for this honor not only because of your dedication to your sports, but also for being true role models of good sportsmanship and leadership, dedicated team players, and that you exhibit the maturity, integrity, and comradeship that is exemplified by this tribute. The award was named in memory of my elder brother, who exhibited these very traits during his high school years. He was an avid sportsman and team player, and knew the importance of honor and fair play, and was a role model for his peers and for me.
This is for the Broderick O'Brien Award. I've had the honor of coaching this award recipient for the past 2 seasons. While she wasn't the flashiest player on the field, her love and dedication for her team always showed. No matter what, she was giving it her all, cheering on her teammates, and doing it all with a smile. Even in high-pressure games, her calm demeanor would relax even the most anxious person on the field, which is most likely me. She will continue her lacrosse career at Sacred Heart University. Congratulations, Lindsay Boyle.
This is the Broderick O'Brien Scholarship Award. The criteria for this award are as follows: that the athlete exhibits good sportsmanlike attitude and leadership and is dedicated to the sport, team, and school. This individual was a member of the varsity ski team for 4 years. He was a team captain. In his senior year, he always placed first for our team and consistently recorded one of the top 5 or top 10 runs in both the league ski meets and the sectional qualifier races against the other 9 competing teams in our Southern League. He earned all league honors and competed at the sectional championships for 2 years and earned top 20 finishes in the slalom and combined slalom and giant slalom in both his junior and senior years. Outside of school, he headed up a community service group called the Appalachian Service Project, where the group built and repaired houses for the needy in Virginia and West Virginia. He was a member of National Honor Society, a violin soloist for the YHS Orchestra, and he performed in Area All-State Orchestra at SUNY Purchase. He was a grand finalist in the International Science and Engineering Fair before they canceled the final event due to coronavirus. He is 3rd in his graduating class and will be attending Duke University in the autumn. In addition to being a skilled and talented athlete and student, as a captain, this individual was hardworking, dedicated, trustworthy, dependable, patient, kind, conscientious, mature beyond his years, and he always maintained a positive can-do attitude. This year we faced a lot of new challenges. We had the youngest and least experienced team we've ever had. Half of them were new members, 1/3 of the team were 8th graders, and 2/3 of the overall group were recreationally skiing at an advanced beginner to intermediate skill level. Therefore, we had a lot of ground to cover in terms of teaching them the fundamentals needed to be strong skiers before they'd even be ready to attempt the drill work and gait training necessary for slalom and giant slalom racing. On top of that, this year we were without an assistant coach, and our girls' team captain was out on medical leave for the majority of the season, recovering from major back surgery. Hence, the duties of nurturing and educating the fledgling skiers fell upon me and my boys' team captain, Spencer Schutz. The amazing part of it all is that if there ever was a captain who could handle the challenge, it was Spencer. He turned out to be, by far, the best captain I've had in my 18 years of coaching. As both a teacher, mentor, and as a role model, he was fabulous. He helped the team members with everything from equipment concerns to teaching them drills and racing techniques. As soon as he finished his racing runs, he returned to the top of the slope to cheer on every last team member until the race had concluded. He kept a watchful eye over our team members' behavior, and he kept me apprised of any issues that arose with the skiers. In one of our most challenging seasons, Spencer made my job easier and the experience of all our athletes much more enjoyable, so that everyone really bonded together as a team and performed their very best. Hence, I'm pleased to announce that this year's Broderick O'Brien Scholarship Award goes to Spencer Schutz.
Jeff Modisett Award. Let me give you some history on who Jeff Modisett was. He was a Husker from the past that was talented enough to make it to the NFL. After a career here at YHS, he went on to Delaware to play for the Blue Hens and then went on to play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 1987. Anyone that knew Jeff would tell you he was committed to that which was right all the time. Jeff demonstrated this to the point of making the ultimate sacrifice. While playing in the NFL, Jeff recognized a woman in distress and responded without batting an eyelash, realizing that she needed help, and ended up paying with his life as he was shot to death. Obviously very tragically. Jeff died living his life the way he knew he had to, always serving and staying on the straight and narrow. Jeff Modisett would have been happy to know our captain, Matteo Cermele, because like Jeff, Matteo is simply unwavering in his resolve. He is committed to being a good man before anything else. He is second to his team at all times, literally putting his buddies first whenever he had the chance to. I met Matteo when he was in 7th grade at one of the YSC football camps, and I can remember clearly identifying him as he stood out as a person of character even at such a young age. And it was clear to me then that Matteo would grow up to be a vital cog in our program. Our program has been founded on kids just like that, program kids. You hear that term sometimes thrown around loosely. Matteo is a program guy because of who he is and who his family raised him to be. So as I said, it was clear to me that Matteo would grow up to be a vital cog in our program, and he hit the field as a sophomore starting at left tackle on our state championship team. So his ability obviously was up there, no doubt about it. He was a tremendous two-way starter for us. However, as I mentioned, Matteo brings more than skill to his team and school. He's another version of a well-rounded young man that can't be topped in that category. Thanks for representing not only a great man like Jeff Modisett, but also the best that our school has to offer. I'm so excited to watch your career at Cortland next year. I know there's big things for you ahead, and I hope that people have a chance to experience who you are at Cortland the same way we did here at Yorktown. The Will to Win Award is an award that is named for a person that impacts his team by way of his very will to win, his love for the game, certainly his love for his team. But yes, his love for winning as well could be seen clear as day from the stands, the sidelines, or the locker room. This year we have two young men that embody such qualities. First, I would like to speak on Dean Paterno. This young man is a gamer. You've drawn the short straw if you have to compete against Dean in anything, because Dean is programmed to find a way to win in all things. He is possibly the best all-around athlete that I have ever coached. He can literally play any position on the field, and bring your team value. Why? Because he's a true athlete. End of story. We called him the Ninja. Dean was a tremendous running back, defensive back, an explosive return man for us on special teams. You know, if you watch big plays for us on film, chances are Dean was the guy changing momentum to spark a huge win. John Jay Cross River comes right to mind for me as one of those games where Dean took a scoop and score to the house, causing, changing the game, quite honestly, from that point on. He instilled confidence in the sideline, and after he scored, come running off the field with a huge smile on his face, and the energy that he exudes, frankly, is contagious to the coaches, the stands, teammates on the sidelines. At that point, we couldn't be beat, and that's the kind of kid he is, and that's what he brings to a team. His will to win is certainly contagious. From spike ball to football to the wrestling mat to tiddlywinks, I really hope you never get matched up against Dean. He will find a way to beat you. The best part about it is Dean just loves playing these games, and the love he wears on his sleeve is just amazing. He was clearly blessed with the will to win. Congratulations, Dean. The next recipient of the Will to Win Award, our co-awardee, goes to a young man whose very will changed his own path and that of his team. In my opinion, our will is simply a commitment to a philosophy. For Trayvon, I firmly believe that his will and a renewed commitment to a brand of excellence not only changed his life forever, but also impacted our team in an intangible manner as well. Things were not easy for Trey all the time, but he always found a way as well. Trayvon became a quarterback with a very short period of training, an almost unfair amount of training. He added a versatility to the offense that has become a staple to Yorktown football. He provided a tenacious style of leadership that was cool and calm when it needed to be, but enthusiastic when it needed to be as well. His ultimate goal, however, was to be able to contribute to the team he loved. He desperately wants to raise up people around him. I see that in his loyalty to his family as well. Trey has earned admission to LSU in the fall, where he'll begin to pursue his education in law. I can tell you firsthand, as a person that got to know Trey on another level, that he has the will to overcome any obstacles, period. He is going to do great things. And Trayvon has cultivated a burning will to win. And I'm proud of him for that. Congratulations, Trey. Pete Cariello Commitment Scholarship Award goes to a college-bound senior football player who has shown exceptional characteristics both on and off the field. This individual has gone above and beyond to improve their individual and team performance. The recipient has motivated the team through his hard work, humility, and positivity. So Pete Cariello was a high-level athlete that was a huge part of the championship runs here at Yorktown in the mid-90s. As you might imagine, Pete was committed to improving himself as a player and trained in a manner that represented a next-level football player as he went on to play at the University of Massachusetts. Ben Robinson represents one of the most physically prepared athletes that I've ever coached. Nobody trained harder than Ben when it came to strength and conditioning. Ben's physical condition translated beautifully to the game of football. Sometimes that doesn't happen. But for Ben, what he did in the weight room and off the field immediately was seen on the highlight reel. Ben was a dominant force as our middle linebacker and primary blocking back on offense. Without Ben, our offense doesn't produce. Without Ben, our defense is porous. He was a man possessed on the field. It's fun to watch. Ben was instantly recognized by not only our coaches and his teammates, but the coaches of Section 1 as well, with all section honors, as well as Player of the Year for his linebacking and blocking abilities. Ben also earned all-state honors as well. For us, Ben was able to start for our team for the past 3 years, including in 2017 during our state championship run, and was obviously integral in bringing us to a section title game this year. This year, Ben was quite possibly the best linebacker in the section. He was definitely the best blocker. And with that said, Ben is going to be a tremendous addition to the University of Brockport, where he will play football next year. Congratulations, Ben. Proud of you, buddy.
Hello, everyone. The Pete Cariello Commitment Award was created to honor a college-bound senior football player who has shown exceptional characteristics both on and off the field. This individual has gone above and beyond to improve their own individual and team performance. The recipient has motivated the team through their own hard work, humility, and positivity. As an outstanding middle linebacker, this year's recipient not only embodies all of these attributes, but he was voted All-Section and All-State and is headed to SUNY Brockport to continue his playing career. It's my honor to recognize Ben Robinson as this year's award winner. Congratulations, Ben. May you continue to be a leader in the classroom, on the field, and in the community.
Charles Brunell Memorial Award. An athlete who competes competitively in multiple sports. Charles Brunell was a multi-level sport athlete, and his family has been a name that's been around Yorktown for many, many years. I've coached two Brunell brothers, and there's been many before that, whether it be cousins and brothers of Charles and so on. But the Brunell name is one that is not strange to Yorktown for many years, especially when it comes to athletics. They've left their mark on the culture of the school and the athletics programs for sure. This year we will honor two athletes that represent their school with exemplary effort in multiple sports. The first young man that I'll be awarding is one that played defensive end for football and also played lacrosse. At the defensive end position, Alex earned all league honors for his ability to stop the rush and rush the passer. Alex progressed to be one of the most imposing forces on defense around the league, one of our probably more prominent factors on the defensive line this year. To watch him come along has been amazing. Certainly developed himself into a program guy, for lack of better terms. The other individual has been a starter for us over the past 2 years at the center position as well as the defensive lineman this year. Johnny Bowen demonstrated a level of resilience that I will always admire. He played one of the toughest positions in the game at center. Center is a tough position. You're always probably matched up against one of the more imposing forces on defenses as a nose guard. You've got to get the ball off snap, and then you have to be able to play and block people. Not easy. And when it doesn't go right, you're right in the middle of the attention where your error can't be missed. But when you're doing great things, you carry your team to the next level. Johnny improved himself every single day of every single year and led our offensive line to a section title game this year. On defense, he could be seen making big stops at the line of scrimmage over and over again. So I really think that these two young men, with what they've done in multiple sports on the football field and on the lacrosse field, I think they're great representatives of Mr. Charles Brunell and certainly his extended family. So congratulations to Alex DeBenedictis and Johnny Bowen. Husker Club Touchdown Award goes to a strong team member with high athletic skills in the sport, positive sports ethic. If you had the opportunity to watch this young man play football, you would instantly see that he was the show. His ability to make big plays due to freakish speed and acceleration on the offensive side of the ball was a massive part of the reason that we ended up going to a section title game this year. I can remember talking to Dylan about how last year his ability to impact our team was limited by way of an injury that happened to him. And it just was inopportune as far as timing goes and what it did to him physically and even mentally. And I did think, though, how this year was going to be dramatically different. And I reminded him of that this year his name was going to resonate around Section 1. And it was going to resonate big time. And I was right, as you all witnessed. When we went to Somers during stretching, I politely asked him if he thought that this was a good week to introduce himself to the team that everybody else had picked to make it to the final to play against Rye. It was supposed to be Ryan Somers. So I asked Dylan, I think this is the week for you to introduce yourself, put yourself on the map. He only had the opportunity in a game against Peekskill where he kind of tamed himself to 4 touchdowns, I think, in 4 plays. But he wanted to make an impact in a game that would change our season, and he did. As any Husker fan could tell you, we took it to Somers that week. And Dylan just got better and better as time went on. After Somers, week after week, Dylan imposed his will. Dylan has been compared by name to some of our best players in our program's history. And as I explained to him before we played Brewster, hearing about these comparisons, to me, cheapened who Dylan was, and it annoyed me, and we shared those thoughts. After all, he has built himself into one of the best ever to run the ball at YHS. He was Superman in the YAC, and he was Superman in YHS. I know his mom is nodding his head right now for sure. Nodding her head right now for sure. I know that was her favorite thing to say. Ready, ready, ready. Let's go, Superman. 22 touchdowns, 1,550 yards, 1,550 yards, 146.8 yards per game, 10.5 yards per carry. No shock that these accolades earned him All-State, All-Section, and Back of the Year for Class A. Clearly, Dylan will be one of the names that others aspire to be named with or compared to. The best thing about Dylan Smith that many people don't know is that he's a compassionate young man that would do anything for his coaches and his team. I'll never forget that party either, Dylan. Congratulations on everything. Good luck next year. Get those face-offs going.
My father, Tony DeAndrea, passed away in February 2019. At his wake and funeral, it became evident how much he meant to this town and how much this town meant to him. He raised 4 boys here. All of us played football and lacrosse throughout high school. We all went on to play lacrosse in college, and my oldest brother also walked on to the University of North Carolina's football team. Growing up, we played as many sports as we could. My dad was a YSC coach, commissioner, and president. One of the greatest things I remember about my dad growing up was how he cheered for all of my friends and always wanted them to succeed. It was never about me or my brothers. The only thing he would ever say to us is, work hard, listen to the coach, and be a great teammate. These are the characteristics considered when choosing the Tony DeAndrea Scholarship winner. This year's recipient is the definition of a great teammate and a great leader. I have known this young man for a few years now, and I am always impressed by not only his play on the field, but what a mature and polite person he is off of the field. He has volunteered numerous hours given back to the YSC and also excels in the classroom. I asked Coach Carney and Coach Rosigno to share a few words with me to help present this award, and here's what they shared. He's a vocal leader and one who leads by example. He holds his teammates to the highest standards and will not accept mediocrity from anyone. He took my leadership exercises and just ran with them. Just awesome and passionate about being the best. He's a cutthroat competitor, hard-nosed and all-around violent and aggressive athlete. He was a Golden Dozen recipient in football and would have been a shutdown defenseman in lacrosse this spring. Always one of the best athletes on the field. The second annual Tony DeAndrea Scholarship Award winner, Eddie Capone.
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is remaining safe and healthy in this crazy time that we're in. My name is Adam Lodwick. You may not recognize me with my new quarantine beard, but I'm hoping that we'll move past all of this very soon and I can get back to being clean shaven. I'm here to award the Donald F. Weiss Scholarship, Memorial Scholarship, to a senior athlete who's played either football, skiing, and lacrosse. Donald was a 3-sport stud athlete here at Yorktown, arguably the greatest athlete to come out of high school here. He excelled on the football team. He was a junior Heisman finalist. He was an all-state player. He helped lead the football team to 2 state championships. Maybe his best sport was skiing. They're top skier every single year, all section every single year. And lacrosse, same thing. Was a starting midfielder for 3 years, sophomore, junior, senior year, all section, just the most dynamic athlete you would see if you went to a game and you watched. You would always say, like, who is that kid? Scholarship offers to a number of Division I schools to play lacrosse. He had some scholarship offers to play football, which was his dream and his passion. Ultimately, he ended up going to Air Force Prep Academy to start, and in July of 2005, he killed himself. And I only tell you that because Donald suffered from depression, and I think now what we're dealing with this pandemic, I think it's very relatable, where people are struggling with things that we've never experienced before. Kids going off to college are kind of looking at an unknown situation, and they may be feeling a certain way. And so I just stress to everybody out there, listen to your friends. If you're feeling vulnerable, if you're feeling anxiety about something, talk to your friends, talk to your circle of people that you're comfortable around, and I promise that you will feel better about yourself if just kind of getting those feelings out. Parents, listen to your children. Be comfortable to step outside of your comfort zone, to step outside of your box. You may be the best athlete in the school, you may be the most popular person in school, but you could still be struggling with some of these things. But just know that you have a support system around you with your friends and your family that are willing to listen. And I promise you'll feel a lot better about it, especially now, you seniors going off to college to experience something no one's experienced before with this pandemic. And so that leads me to this year's Donald F. Weiss Memorial Scholarship winner. This person, I kind of first caught my eye, like I said, when you saw Donald on the athletic field. He stuck out. He was like, wow, look, who was that kid? And you wanted to know a little bit more about him. Well, this first person crossed my eye when he was a sophomore. I was following the football team in their run to the state championships, and this person was a sophomore at the time, and I turned to a friend of mine and I said, wow, who was that kid? He came in kind of towards the end of the game, but was immediately making an impact. And so when I found out who it was, he was also a lacrosse player. I was fortunate enough to coach him one summer, and he's a lot of similarities to Donald in the fact that he's that quiet person. Donald always wanted to make his teammates better, didn't care about the headlines, didn't care about the goals, but just always 100% on the field and trying to make his teammates better and trying to do whatever he could to lead his team to victories. And it was clear that this is what this player did as well. On the lacrosse field, he was a face-off guy, kind of doing the grunt work. He would never, talk back to a coach. It was always yes sir, no sir, okay. Very coachable, and again, just doing whatever he could to help lead his team to victories. And so I'm very proud to award the 2020 Donald F. Weiss Memorial Scholarship Award to Dylan Smith, who will be going off to Fairfield this coming fall to play lacrosse. So congratulations. Congratulations to all of you seniors, and I wish you all the best of luck.
This year's recipient of the Charlie Murphy Award has been part of the Yorktown lacrosse community since she was born. Having both parents be Yorktown alumni, of course she was destined to play lacrosse. While the season was cut short, the student athlete had dedicated and contributed countless hours to not only improving her craft of the sport, but giving back to the YAC and the future YG Laxers. I'm honored to present this award to Madelyn Marr.
I'm here to give the Charlie Murphy Award. First, a little bit about Mr. Murph. Charlie Murphy helped start the Yorktown lacrosse program in 1965 with a donation to help sponsor our first varsity lacrosse team. Him and Coach Turnbull really helped our program grow over the next 40 years. Charlie opened up his house to many players throughout the years who would go learn a lot about life, lacrosse, teamwork, effort. And really that cycle of kind of giving back began with Mr. Murph, where players would act selflessly and help each other out. Right? You could go to Mr. Murph's house and learn the game from some of the greats and legends. He has the utmost respect from all the people in the lacrosse world. The This award is given out to somebody who acts in a similar manner, somebody who acts selflessly, gives to others, often helps the youth, kind of our town, helps the game grow in many different ways. This award, I'm honored and glad to give to somebody who has done that for many, many, many years, not just his years at the high school. The recipient of the Charlie Murphy Award in 2020 goes to Matt Regan.
Good afternoon. My name is David Cull, and I'm honored to have been asked by my father to announce this year's recipient of the Matthew Cull Lacrosse Scholar Athlete Award. This award was named after my brother Matt, who was a lacrosse player here at Yorktown and who went on to play at North Carolina, where his life was unfortunately ended by a battle with lymphoma. The $2,500 award is given annually to a college-bound lacrosse player with a love of the game, where the honoree possesses the qualities Matthew exemplified on the lacrosse field and in the classroom. Those selected are dedicated to personal growth in mind, body, and spirit. They value self-respect and respect for others. They believe in teamwork. They're leaders. They're committed to God and family. They maintain self-discipline with a determination to succeed. They possess a positive attitude, and above all, integrity. With that, it's my pleasure to name this year's award recipient, Tim O'Callahan. Tim is a well-rounded and truly amazing young man. He's a two-time all-section player who succeeds as a 4.0 student. He's been called, quote, the best all-around student athlete combining academics and sports, end quote, by his coaches. He's a humble, hard-working young man, both on and off the field. Tim's volunteered at over 50 clinics in the last 4 years on Sunday mornings for the kids of Yorktown. He's taught over 125 kindergarten through second graders the game of lacrosse. Additionally, he also volunteers annually at soccer clinics and tournaments. He was a big buddy to help a middle school student the past 2 years, mentoring him about high school and appropriate decision making. He's volunteered as a peer tutor and a member of the law enforcement club, working to establish positive relationships with students and others in the community. He's a member of the National Honor Society and the treasurer of that society. He's volunteered the last 6 years at Relay for Life. It's my pleasure to announce Tim as this year's recipient, and I hope you can join me in wishing him well as he continues on playing Division I lacrosse at Holy Cross in the fall. Well done, Tim, and all the best.
This award is given each year to a female and a male tennis player in honor of Ken Hardy. Ken was an elderly volunteer gentleman who helped coach at Yorktown for many, many years and had already been helping out for a number of years when I first started coaching back in 1990. He continued to play tennis and help the team until around 2010 when he was in his mid-80s and in poor health. Ken was instrumental in our school getting a JV program, and he had a very positive influence on the YHS tennis program and on me personally. Ken died in 2015, but I will always remember him. Ken loved tennis, but he always emphasized how important it is to work hard, show good sportsmanship, and to be kind to others. Finally, although Ken loved tennis, he always told the students their family should be the most important thing to them, and their school should be second. Academics were very important to Ken. This award is given each year in memory of Ken to a female and male high school tennis player who exemplified the same qualities Ken talked about and displayed. Each of the award winners comes from a wonderful, close-knit family. This year's female winner played on the JV tennis team as an 8th grader and has been a 4-year starter for the varsity team since her entrance into the high school. She was already a very good player when I first met her 5 years ago when she was in 7th grade and she was trying out for the junior varsity tennis team. She worked very hard and had a great year that year. She's returned each year a stronger player than she was the year before. She played in the lineup and contributed to the team as a freshman and played on one of the best girls' team Yorktown has ever had. She has constantly improved each of the last 4 years and is a very hard worker with a seemingly endless supply of enthusiasm for her team and her teammates. She has been a key component of the tennis program over the last 3 years and was one of the top players on the 2017 league champion and 2018 league champion teams. She can always be counted on to work hard, show up each day with a positive attitude, give her best effort, and always be a great teammate. She has excelled in both doubles and singles during her career and played the top position of first singles this past fall. She has also been named All-Conference the last 3 years, and she was close to being All-Section this year. She has also done well in the classroom and is a very positive part of the student body at large. She was nominated captain this year and helped her coach more than she will ever know. She tries extremely hard all the time, but always maintains her composure. She has a very high level of integrity and is always honest and polite, even when her opponents aren't. What reminds me most of Ken, though, is how much Jaden just loves playing tennis. I hope she continues to play for the rest of her life, just like Ken did. I wish her the best of luck next year at Oneonta, where she will continue to play tennis for her college. They are fortunate to have Jaden attend their university and to play in their program. This year's female recipient of the Ken Hardy Award is Jaden Carrillo. This year's male winner has also been in the program for 5 years and played first singles for the JV team as an 8th grader. He joined the varsity team as a freshman and has been one of the top players on the team throughout his entire high school career. He has in fact played second singles all 3 years on the team and would have played second singles this year also. He was named All-Conference his first 3 years on the team and was named All-Section last year. He and his partner won 3 matches at conference last year to become the first male Yorktown players to qualify for section in doubles in 8 years. Rohan reminds me a lot of Ken because he really loves to play tennis and he is a great leader. Although this was the only year he's been named captain, he has conducted himself like a captain his whole time on the team. When you have leaders such as Rohan, the team basically runs itself. He was one of the main contributors to the team's undefeated league record last year, and he will be greatly missed next year. If he had had the opportunity to play this year, he would have had an excellent chance to be All-Section again and possibly even attained higher goals. Ken always emphasized how important it is to be kind to others and to be a good role model for others. In addition to being an excellent tennis player, Rohan is one of, if not the most liked players on the team. He is also one of the top academic students in the entire school. Although he has taken the hardest classes Yorktown has to offer, he will graduate as the salutatorian with the second highest grade point average in the entire school. I wish him the best of luck next year at Columbia University and look forward to playing tennis with him sometime in the future. This year's male Ken Hardy Award recipient is Rohan Subramani.
The next award is for VASAR, or Varsity Athletes Against Substance Abuse. Our sole winner this year is Hailey Ficarrotta. Congratulations, Hailey.
Good evening, and I hope you are all healthy and safe. I would like to start off by congratulating all the student athletes for their team and individual accomplishments this year, as well as to their parents for their time, dedication to the Yorktown High School programs. Now for the Yorktown Youth Soccer League Excellent Award. The criteria of the award is 85 average or better, play for the club for 10 years or more, refereeing and volunteering. These two students have been playing soccer for the Yorktown Youth Soccer Program for many years. They started in the Bantam program and also played for their travel teams. They both played soccer for 4 years in the high school and were very dedicated players, coming to practice or a game with a positive attitude and by example showed leadership and camaraderie to their teammates. They put many hours into the Yorktown Youth Soccer Club either by refereeing or helping out in the Labor Day tournament. These young men believe in doing what is right and has exceeded all the criteria necessary to receive this scholarship. And that is why I am proud to announce Karen Donahue and Puglia Pascal, the recipients of the Yorktown Youth Soccer Club Excellence Award. Congrats to Karen and Puglia.
Hello, I'm Coach Skip Marini for the Yorktown High School Varsity Boys Golf Team. I'm here to present the 2020 Richard Levino Memorial Scholarship Award. And how appropriate that I'm on Mohansic Golf Course and standing right in back of me is Coach Levino's tree that was planted in 2011. This was Coach Levino's favorite spot on the golf course. He used to watch the kids come up the number 5 hole here. He'd park his cart right here, and he loved this part of the golf course, and that's why we planted this tree in his honor. Tragically, we lost Coach Levino in March of 2011 after the first day of practice, and this is how we honor him. And the Richard Levino Scholarship Award is based on the criteria for the young man to receive it must display integrity, honor, giving all they've got, helping others, and this is what the award is all about. And the two recipients today are more than worthy of that. I'd like to talk about my first recipient who I've met, who I had met when he was just a small boy. And he came and through my junior program, up through the ranks. He was a 4-year member on the golf team, and proudly this season, he was to be our 2020 captain. His name is David Sharp. David, congratulations on winning the Richard Levino Memorial Scholarship Award. You are an amazing young man, and I am so proud of everything that you've done on and off the course, and I look forward to even seeing what you're going to do in your future. I wish you the best of luck as you head off to West Point, an accomplishment that is truly amazing. Right there, that tells you the type of kid that David Sharp is. My next recipient, also a 4-year member on the golf team. A terrific kid. I've known him since he's a little boy, and his accomplishments on the golf course were fantastic. He was a leader also, and a 4-year member, like I said. No greater thrill I had in one of our matches against up at Beekman Country Club. And he had a hole-in-one. And I was standing right on the next tee in back of him when he had it, and it was absolutely outstanding. This recipient also displays everything that Coach Levino stood for: honor, integrity, and just going all out, helping others. He fits the criteria, absolutely perfect. The recipient to receive the 2020 Richard Levino Award also, I'm proud to present to Joseph Roll. Joe, I wish you the best of luck as you go off to your college career at SUNY Cortland, and I know that you will be a great success. I want to tell both you boys how proud I am, and I'm really heartbroken as well as you are that we didn't have a season this year, but it doesn't take away how proud I am of all your accomplishments. Good luck, fellas. Thank you.
The next recipient for the Richard Levino Award is Jenna Massey. I have had the privilege of watching Jenna grow as an athlete and as a person for the last 4 years, and I couldn't be more proud of her. Jenna joined the team her freshman year and right out of the gates ranked in the top 40 in New York State's toughest section for girls golf. Jenna continued to qualify for the sectional tournament in each of her seasons and was named captain of the team at the beginning of her senior year. Jenna has made my short coaching experience an amazing one, and she will truly be missed as she moves on to play alongside her sister Jayla for the Division II Adelphi Panthers. Jenna, I am so sorry how your senior season ended, and there are no words that I could say to make it hurt any less. But know this, things will get better, and you have such a bright future and a world of experiences ahead of you. I am truly saddened by our current state, but I am so excited to see what the next chapter holds for you. Jenna, congratulations.
This is the Bill Robertson Ski Award. It's in honor of a dedicated and beloved ski coach who coached for over 40 years. The winners must meet the following criteria: contribute consistently to a positive team spirit, show exemplary effort during practices and races, demonstrate good sportsmanship towards teammates and competitors, and they're passionate about the sport of ski racing. Bill Robertson taught physical education in the high school and coached skiing, soccer, and various other sports at YHS for a total of 45 years, until the tender age of 81 years old. When he was younger, he played baseball all over the world for the Air Force. He won the first Ironman triathlon. He ran and swam several miles a day for the majority of his life, and he was a great athlete all around. But those aspects are not what made Bill truly great. As the years progressed, Bill's priorities shifted to teaching students and coaching athletes. He put an incredible amount of time and effort into bringing out the best in them and helping them to reach their highest potential. He brought the sport of varsity ski racing to Yorktown High School in the early 1970s and ran Section 1 skiing as its Section 1 coordinator and president for some 35 years. Bill demonstrated good sportsmanship, strong dedication, persistence, and perseverance, no matter the circumstances. In his final few years as a varsity coach, Bill struggled with nearly constant pain associated with physical damage from sports injuries and the general wear and tear from many years of physical activity. He had multiple arthroscopic and reconstructive surgeries, and eventual double knee replacements, and then open heart surgery at the age of 78 years old. Despite all this, I never heard a complaint from Bill or saw any lessening of his motivation and dedication to coaching. This award goes to two individuals who exemplify many of the same attributes as Bill Robertson. These athletes were always prepared and were ready and willing to do their part to assist the varsity team. They were hardworking, dedicated, and always exhibited good sportsmanship. They never complained about difficult circumstances, whether it be the bad weather, snow and course conditions, the pain and exhaustion associated with the gradual process of getting in shape during dryland training, which is in November and December, or when they had to attempt new and challenging drills on snow that were often slightly above their skill level at the time. Both of them came to our team with very little experience in the sport of skiing and no former race training. But by listening carefully to instruction and putting forth a great deal of effort and hard work, they surpassed their peers and many of their opponents with their sheer dedication to the sport and to the varsity ski team. I am pleased to announce that this year's Bill Robertson Ski Award goes to Spencer Schutz and Pastrik Jokai.
Today I'm going to present the Dennis Fair Softball Memorial Award to one of the most deserving players I had the opportunity of coaching for the last 2 seasons. This athlete is one of the toughest student athletes I have ever coached. She is always giving 100%, even while fighting through some injury. She was also a top hitter on the team and one of the best on defense, even if I made her play a position she wasn't too fond of. She was motivated and committed to get better to help her team through everything both seasons brought us. This award is being given to Bella Vano. Congratulations.
Joe Sorrentino Award. Joe Sorrentino was a kind young man with a dry sense of humor. He's known for his tremendous work ethic and passion in the game of baseball. This year's Joe Sorrentino Award goes to Rob Miller. Rob's sense of humor is irreplaceable. No matter what we're talking about, his biceps always have to come up. Or the time he went 3 for 3 with a home run at Cross River. But that doesn't tell the story about Rob. Rob has 2 stress fractures in his back. Even after the doctor said baseball might not be a good idea, that didn't stop him. Getting back out on the field, competing with his friends, is what really drove him. Miller, we're going to miss you, man. Good luck at Penn State next year.
It gives me great pleasure to present the 2nd annual Bob Sarro Memorial Scholarship Award. Bob Sarro was a longtime baseball coach in Yorktown who passed away on June 14, 2018. Bob coached in the Mohansick Little League for years, went on to coach the Babe Ruth team, and eventually joined YHS as the freshman coach, junior varsity coach, and ultimately went on to coach the varsity team from 1992 until 2000. A highlight of his varsity stint was when he coached the 1995 team to the sectional championships, a game they won on their home field in Yorktown in the bottom of the 7th inning on a pinch hit walk-off single. Bob was also named Section 1 Coach of the Year that same year. Bob loved the game of baseball and instilled in his players that same love and pride. He took it very seriously that when you put that uniform on, you should play with your absolute best. He was fair, tough as nails, and not a quitter. He respected each player that he coached, and he truly loved them. Having been involved with Yorktown baseball for nearly 30 years, it is an honor for us to be able to continue to support the Yorktown baseball programs in Bob's name and to recognize one of the team's very deserving players. The Bob Sarro Memorial Award is presented to a player with exceptional baseball knowledge, a strong desire to win, and an unwavering dedication to his team. The recipient of this award exhibits both physical and mental toughness, conducts himself as a fearless leader, and is always eager to step up in pressure situations. He is a gritty, strong, and reliable teammate who leads the charge in victory and picks his team up in defeat. The Bob Sarro family wishes to congratulate this year's recipient.
The Bob Sarro Memorial Scholarship is defined as an exceptional baseball player with a keen knowledge of the game, strong desire to win, and eager to step up in pressure situations, unwavering dedication to his team, leads the charge in victory, and picks up after defeat. Physical and mental toughness, and fearless leader, gritty, strong, and a reliable teammate. This award in memory of Bob Sarro, who led Yorktown to a section championship in 1995, displays mental and physical toughness. Coach Sarro, known to really stand out when the game was on the line. This year was a tough year. We didn't get one game in. This was truly one of my hardest scholarships to pick one person. So we have 2. Jack Teneri, true leader, heart of a lion. He's the type of kid that any coach would want up in the 7th inning. Tying run on 3rd, 2 outs against us. He left a huge stamp on this program, and I thank you for that. Good luck at Maryland next year. Second player, Matt Louie. It's not easy going into your senior year, changing your position. But you took the ball and you ran with it. You're truly one of the hardest working kids I had the pleasure to ever coach. I can't wait to see you compete next year at Manhattanville. Best of luck to you. Congratulations. The Coach Mack Award. Coach Mack was an assistant coach in 1995 when they won the section championship. Coach Mack was known for his special bond with his players. They seemed to gravitate towards him. He was known for keeping it positive and always keeping it loose. It's not easy in the game of baseball. But Jamie Roccaforte definitely figured it out. Jamie always had his sleeves rolled up and always had this obsession with the Nationals. He always brought a smile to everybody, no matter the situation. Cracking jokes and always keeping it easy and fun. Thank you, Jamie. We're going to truly miss you, man. Good luck next year at Pace University.
Hi, my name is Mike Rubenfeld, and I have the pleasure of presenting the third annual Coach Ruby Award in memory of my father, David Rubenfeld. Coach Ruby was always very involved in coaching baseball for Yorktown. He volunteered with the YHC and spent 10 years coaching at Yorktown High School from 2006 to 2016 alongside Coach Kennedy and Coach Gallinelli. He genuinely enjoyed sharing his passion and knowledge of the game of baseball with kids and understood that so many of life's important lessons go hand in hand with what you learn through sports and being part of a team. Not only did my father care about teaching you how to field a ground ball or how to take that outside pitch to right field, but more importantly, he taught you the importance of being a good teammate while always making it a fun experience for everyone. He had a contagious smile and loved to joke around while inspiring his players to always put forth their best effort. He's remembered for his enthusiasm, sensitivity, and sense of humor. He loved baseball and was so proud to be part of the Yorktown baseball community. I'm so proud to be able to present this award in his name to help keep his memory and spirit alive. The Coach Ruby Award is presented to someone who embodies a lot of these same characteristics, including hard work, perseverance, and a respect for the game. This year's Coach Ruby Award is going to Mike Medwin. Mike really loved being around his teammates and came to the field every day with a big smile and a positive attitude. Unfortunately, he was out last year with a shoulder injury, but worked hard all offseason to get himself healthy and ready for his senior year. Due to these recent unforeseen circumstances, Mike did not get a chance to play out his senior season. However, his effort and commitment did not go unnoticed. A strong, hard-hitting first baseman, Mike is a total team guy who undoubtedly was on his way to having a monster season. He showed excellent leadership qualities and has really left a positive stamp on the Yorktown baseball program. I know Mike would have really loved Coach Ruby, and I'm sure my father would have been one of Mike's biggest fans. Mike will further his academic and playing career at Manhattanville College next year, and we're excited to watch him do great things there on and off the field. Congratulations and good luck, Mike. Best of luck ahead.
Jody Ascoli, a.k.a. Hollywood, known from his teammates and his coaches. He had this finesse at first base and always wearing sunglasses in style. Joe was also known as the ultimate teammate and always showing intensity on the field. This year's winner is Nick Rubio. Nick Rubio, off the field, you can find him roaming the hallways in his Timberlands and backwards hat. But at practice, doesn't matter what we're doing, if he's throwing live BP, everybody stops to watch. Everybody wants in, and everybody's rooting him on. Nick, best of luck next year at WestCon. Can't wait to see you compete, man. You're going to be missed. Congratulations.
I have the pleasure of helping to announce the winner of the Coach's Female Athlete of the Year Award. This young lady was on varsity field hockey for 4 years, and it was amazing to watch how she improved each season. It is a rare thing to be able to pick up that sport in such a short time, and she certainly did that for Yorktown field hockey. Not only was she a leader on the field as a leading scorer and in assists for 2 years in a row, she was also an all-elite honorable mention player, and she's a leader in her academic classes as well. She helped get the team ready for their seasons by playing in summer leagues which run from June to August each year. One of her leadership abilities would be to get the team ready mentally to play any opposing team. As a coach, it was a pleasure to see how she would take what was learned at practice and apply it at the games. She clearly has a game face that would show you that she was determined to score against a team or to win the game. I will miss working with this athlete and know that she will be moving on to even more amazing things in her college athletic career. I will pass the microphone to Coach McCauley, who will get to tell you the winner of the award.
Thank you, Coach Gannon. I too have had the pleasure of coaching this young lady 4 years on the varsity lacrosse team. She is hardworking, dedicated, and driven. Last season, this athlete achieved and surpassed her 100th career goal. This is an achievement few have accomplished in Section 1 and is not one to be taken lightly, especially given how tough our schedule is. While the season was cut short, she will be continuing her lacrosse career at Virginia Commonwealth University, where I know she will do great things on and off the field. Congratulations, Kelsey McDonnell.
I'm here to help give the Coach's Male Athlete Award to an exceptional senior. When the coaches sit down and talk about the athletes and quality attributes that help build a great player, a great teammate, this player definitely comes to mind. His hard work, his grittiness, his effort, his caring about his teammates, his selfless actions on and off the field really made this player grow into a tremendous athlete on and off the field. Coach Rosigno and I have had the pleasure of coaching this young man the last few years. Next year he will be going to Marist to play Division I lacrosse. He is a tremendous athlete, a tremendous young man.
Coach's Male Athlete of the Year. Recommendations come directly from the coaches. Quality, skills, and performance in at least 2 sports. Team enthusiasm, hardworking, athletic excellence. A GPA of 3.0 and above, and a role model for the student community. Every once in a while, a coach will get a kid that literally sponges every ounce of what you give him. Then even more rarely, a coach will get a kid that sponges everything while providing an example for the coach to keep his eyes on. Those are the unique ones. That's why you get into coaching. This young man was possibly the most competitive kid that I've ever coached. His desire to outwork everyone around him was like nothing I've ever seen. This quality was perfectly matched with his ability to lead like no other. On top of all this, he has a soft spot in his heart, which, as you might have heard, kind of resonates with a lot of the guys on our team. Well-balanced individuals. Eddie's probably was right at the top of that list. To me, this is what we aspire to breed as coaches: relentless effort and commitment to winning, while always remembering compassion and selflessness. Well, Eddie Capone nailed it. I'm not sure you can do it better than he did. I think his teammates would agree. As a matter of fact, I know they would agree. Watch him at a game or in practice, you would see a man possessed, whether it was physically or his mental engagement into whatever was being taught, laser lock at all the time. Flying around the field like his hair was on fire. A difference maker on every single rep. And when it was time to give the coaches attention, he made sure that was going to happen. When it was time to get things done, he made sure of it. If there was a moment of seriousness, he demanded everybody's attention. Eddie is the perfect representative of the coaches of YHS. As you've already heard, he is the perfect representative of the man that I've learned so much to love in Mr. DeAndrea. Mr. DeAndrea, like Eddie, was a servant of his community, a man that put himself second at all times, a man driven by passion for sports and all they stand for. And I just thought it was worth reiterating those qualities of Mr. DeAndrea, and I know you already heard heard Eddie get that award, but it's a perfect parlay into this award too. He's a person driven by passion for sports and all they stand for. Eddie earned all section for his remarkable efforts as our starting offensive guard and outside linebacker for the past 3 years, including our state championship run and this year's section title run. Eddie will be sure to bring Marist to the next level. I'm happy that he's going to be in my backyard. Marist is right down the road, Eddie. I'm looking forward to having Sunday pasta with you, bud. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jay Boyer, and I'm the Husker Sports Club president. And I'd like to welcome you to a very special, unique event, our Huskers Sports Virtual Awards event. Obviously, we've usually had a dinner in the past, but under the circumstances, we're going to make lemonade out of lemons and have a wonderful virtual event. What I first do is like to thank all the wonderful people that I've had the chance to work with this year and over the past years. Mr. DeGennaro, Mr. Hatter, the entire school board, Rob, Jeanette. I can't tell you how much of an asset everyone has been. I'd also like at this time to recognize my officers who people don't realize how much work they do behind the scenes and all the extra stuff that they do to make the Husker event this evening a wonderful event, as well as what they do throughout the year for all our student athletes. I'd first like to thank Joanne Baker, our vice president, Chris Vogel and Maria Micciari, our co-treasurers, Michelle Merlini, our communications secretary, and Bridget Spallone, our recording secretary. Thank you, everyone. You can't be happier with such a supportive staff and committee officers. They're a wonderful group of people to work with. Anyway, this is obviously this year is a very unique year and very unique circumstances after what's gone on over the past several months. And I want to speak directly to all our senior athletes that are watching right now. Every senior year the senior class has their unique characteristics, and I've been doing this long enough to know that every year they present themselves in a different and unique way that I'm always truly amazed by what they do. Obviously, we weren't planning on this to have it end this way, but I can't say enough about the fortitude of our senior athletes to rise above this. Remember, don't let this define you. Don't let this one event be the be all for all of you. And I want to personally thank all our athletes, whether you've played your last game at a competitive level with the Huskers, or whether you're moving on to a higher level of sports in college. What you did over your careers is truly something to appreciate. I've watched a lot of you over the years, and I truly appreciate the talent and the events that you've participated in. It's truly something special. But thank you again for all your athletes. It's been a wonderful time, and don't keep the memories, cherish those memories that you've done, that you've accomplished, and all the different awards that you've accomplished, again, both in the school as well as across the section and the state. Thank you again, and all the best to our seniors going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Boyer, for those kind words. Now we'll recognize our Husker Award winners. These awards are given to the individual for their enthusiasm, sportsmanship, and individual effort. First up is boys basketball, Ronnie Brukaj. Followed by girls basketball, Jessie Bear. For baseball, we have Jack Tenari. And for bowling, we have boys Joe Roll and girls Laura Marisevic. For cheerleading, we have Julia Santini for the fall season and Jenna Hurlbert for the winter season. Cross country, for boys, we have Sam Milhaven. And for girls, Ella Morris. For field hockey, we have Kelsey McDonnell. For football, we have Ryan O'Connor. And for boys and girls golf, we have Joseph Roll and Jenna Massey. Winter track and field, for our boys selections, we have Joe Raguso and Andrew Pfeiffer. And for our girls selection, we have Debra Dobransky and Ashley Dobransky. For spring track and field, for boys, we have Poya Pacasal and Dylan Costello. For girls, we have Abigail Milhaven and Amber Thomas. For lacrosse, boys, we have Alex DeBenedictis and Maddie Marr. For ski, we have Spencer Schutz. For soccer, our boy is Aiden Mooney. And our girl is Liana Bibaraj. For softball, we have Allie Cortino. For swim and dive, our boy representative is Sam Nolan. And our girl is Laura Jocelyn. For tennis, we have our boy representative, John Tejas. And our girl representative, Jaden Carrillo. Last but not least, our wrestler, Christian Sinagra.
Hi, this is Jen McPherson, a former 2019 graduate. The Husker Outstanding Female Athlete Award will be going to someone who is a well-rounded student athlete. Throughout her high school career, she played both lacrosse and basketball, where she earned the title of being a captain. She made All-League and All-Section in 2019 for lacrosse. For basketball, she was a starter for all 3 years. Aside from her athletic ability, she has completed 88 hours of community service. Unfortunately, she won't be able to display her talented self due to unprecedented circumstances. This year's award goes to Jessie Bear, where she will further her academic and athletic career for lacrosse, attending Binghamton University. Congratulations, Jessie.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who may not know, my name is Tommy Weaver, and the athlete that I'm going to be talking about was actually once a former teammate of mine on the football field. And from my personal experience with this athlete, I can undoubtedly say that he is the most deserving person of this award. To me, the most outstanding athlete is a person who is a fierce competitor, a great teammate, a leader, and most importantly, a humble human being. Humility is an attribute that not many athletes attain. But this particular individual is a great example of how you should present yourself on the field. He never gloats and he never sees himself above others. In his senior year, he was tasked with filling the shoes of the starting safety position. For many years, this position has been held by some of the most versatile athletes to come through Yorktown High School. With this position also comes a higher level of standards, and I think that it is safe to say this athlete met those standards and exceeded them. On the wrestling mat, he has been well known for a few years now, and he has continued to show that he will not go down without a fight. Along with being recognized by his school as the most outstanding athlete, he has shown all of Section 1 that he is a top-tier competitor. In his senior year, he was awarded with All-League and All-Conference for football, and in both his junior and senior years, he was awarded with All-Section for wrestling. Along with the athletic achievements this athlete has acquired, he has also contributed greatly to his community. From my understanding, the required amount of hours for community service is 40 hours. This person doubled that requirement and contributed 80 hours of community service. There are not many students, let alone student athletes, who contribute this amount of volunteer work to their community. This goes to show how well balanced this individual is. With that being said, it is with great honor that I present Dean Paterno with the Most Outstanding Male Athlete Award. Dean, you are a great teammate to be around, and you continue to be a great friend, and I couldn't be happier to present you with this award. Dean is currently undecided about his academic future, but I'm sure that wherever he ends up, he will succeed and he will prosper.
The Husker Outstanding Male Athlete Award is given to an exceptional senior who has strived in many sports. This young man came out to us, didn't play last year, came out to us in the spring this year, and right off the bat was going to be a tremendous part of our team. It was a pleasure to watch him and his teammates, his acceptance his teammates had for him, his drive on the field, his ability to pick up the small little things, and even the small amount of time that we've had him. Would have been a true, humongous part of what I would have believed would have been a fantastic team this spring. A tremendous athlete, a tremendous person. This award goes to Dean Paterno.
On behalf of the Yorktown Wrestling Program, we want to say congrats on winning this prestigious award. This is something you should be very proud of. You truly are one of the best athletes that I've ever coached, and it's been a pleasure watching you grow as an individual over the past 5 years. I want to wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors, and once again, congrats on winning this prestigious award.
Hi, I'm Katherine Severino, and I'm excited to introduce and announce the 2020 winner of the Husker Outstanding Female Scholar Athlete Award. This year's winner has excelled throughout high school, both academically and athletically. She ran cross country, winter track and field, and played lacrosse. She finished her high school academic career with a 96.5 GPA. She was an all-league athlete for winter track and field for the 2019-2020 season. Additionally, in 2019, she was an all-league and section selection for lacrosse. She is a hard-working student and athlete. On top of her achievements in the classroom and athletics, she was able to complete 77 hours of community service. This year's award recipient is a very well-rounded person and will continue to succeed in the years to come. She will attend Davidson College in the fall on an athletic lacrosse scholarship. I'm happy to announce that this year's winner is Noelle Cegielski. Congratulations on everything you've been able to accomplish, and good luck in college.
Our next award is the Husker Scholar Athlete Award. This young man has achieved high success both in and out of the classroom. A tremendous student with a weighted GPA over 4.0. I did have this young man in class in 7th grade. He excelled even at that time in the classroom and in his athletics. A tremendous soccer player who I've enjoyed watching the past few years. Lacrosse-wise, just a fantastic lacrosse player who has no ceiling. He's tremendously getting better and better. He will be attending Holy Cross next year, tremendous academic institution. This young man has the highest character, captain for our varsity lacrosse team this spring. Tremendous athlete, a tremendous person, a tremendous student.
Hi, my name is Reese Andrews, and it is my pleasure to announce the winner of this year's Husker Scholar Athlete Award. This award signifies someone who is hardworking, both on the field and, more importantly, in the classroom. The recipient of the Scholar Athlete Award is someone who has struggled through late-night studies followed by early morning workouts for months on end. I was especially happy when I found out that the winner of the award this year was a close friend and teammate of mine for as long as I can remember. Whether it was joking around at team dinners on Friday nights or going shooting at the turf during the early mornings of the off-season, his character and dedication are unmatched. He was captain of both the varsity soccer and varsity lacrosse teams. He earned all section and all league honors in both sports, contributed 111 hours of community service, all while maintaining a 95.4 GPA. When he wasn't leading teammates on the field, he was busy leading the crop in the stands as a borderline psychotic, sometimes wearing a bikini, sometimes wearing overalls. His enthusiasm, school spirit, and will to win are what set him apart from the rest. It is a massive disappointment knowing that we will never get to see him tear it up on the field for his senior run. However, we will all be hearing about him in the coming years as he goes to play lacrosse at Holy Cross. It is my honor to give this year's Husker Scholar Athlete Award to Timothy O'Callahan. Congratulations.
The last award of the evening is the Husker School Spirit Award, presented by yours truly. As you know, I am at most events throughout each of the seasons and have an opportunity to watch our seniors interact with each other and the underclassmen. The Husker School Spirit Award goes annually to a person that can rally the students, get them focused, and ready to outwit, out-yell, and out-school spirit other communities when the occasion arises. It is my pleasure to announce this year's recipient of the Husker School Spirit Award, Timothy O'Callahan. Congratulations, Tim. Before my closing remarks, I want to thank a very special person who has been here with me for the past month and then some. He helped me through the senior spring pictures and helped me with this presentation, and that is Bob Kastner. Bob has always been great to work with, but over the last month or more, I feel we have become so much closer. I now consider him a good friend. Thank you, Bob, for all your efforts. They are truly appreciated. I want to thank everyone who took the time to watch tonight's video. Congratulations to all our award winners and our senior class of 2020. I wish you nothing but the best and hope that you will come back as soon as possible to visit. In the meantime, stay well and stay healthy.